FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Dick warns and cautions Archbishop Alik Banda over alleged unlawful possession of motor vehicle. Pep President questions Dick action against Archbishop Banda. And Uganda denies plans to block internet during election. This bulletin is live on our Facebook page, 5FM Radio Zambia, and live on our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. The Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, through its Anti-Money Laundering Investigations Unit, has formally warned and cautioned Lusaka Diocese Archbishop Dr. Alik Banda. The action follows ongoing investigations into the alleged unlawful possession of a Toyota Hilux motor vehicle, registration number ALF 7734, which is suspected to be property of the Zambia Revenue and Public Relations Officer Alan have established that Dr. Banda, but between 22nd April 2021 and 27th December 2023, was in possession of the said motor vehicle. The vehicle is reasonably suspected to have been unlawfully obtained from ZRA, an act contrary to Section 319A of the Penal Code, Chapter 87 of the Laws of Zambia. Mr. Tamba noted that when Dr. Banda was given an opportunity to explain how he came into possession of the motor vehicle, he chose to remain silent. The Commission has since stated that it will update the nation on the outcome of the investigations at an appropriate time.
Particulars of the matter are that Dr. Banda, on dates unknown but between 22nd April 2021 and 27th December 2023, did have in his possession a motor vehicle Toyota Hilux with registration number ALF 7734, property which is reasonably suspected to have been unlawfully obtained from ZRA. Contrary to Section 319A of the Penal Code, Cap 87 of the Laws of the Republic of Zambia. The public may wish to note that when granted an opportunity to explain how he assumed possession of the said motor vehicle, Dr. Alik Banda chose to remain silent. The Commission will update the nation regarding the outcome of the investigations at an appropriate time. I thank you.
In the meantime, Patriot for Economic Progress, PEP President Sean Tembo has said he agrees with the Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC Director General Nelson Banda, that no one is above the law, including Archbishop Alik Banda. However, Mr. Tembo has cautioned that the law should not be weaponized or used to harass innocent citizens. He said there is no doubt in his mind that Archbishop Banda's reputation and standing in society have been irreparably damaged as a direct result of what he described as the malicious actions of the DEC Director General. The PEP leader further challenged the DG to clearly state the suspected wrongdoing or criminal offense allegedly committed by the Archbishop. He argued that if the motor vehicle in question was sold below market value, responsibility lies with the auctioneers and Zambia Revenue Authority ZRA management at the time, not the Archbishop. He added that if disposal procedure were not followed, that too would be an issue for ZRA management. Similarly, Mr. Tembo said that if the full auction purchase price was not paid, responsibility rests with the individual who initially bought the vehicle at auction and not the Archbishop. The Lusaka Integrated Solid Waste Management Company has successfully conducted a two-day intensified enforcement operation aimed at curbing illegal waste collection and disposal in Lusaka as part of its continued efforts to maintain a clean and healthy environment. According to Lus WMC Public Relations Officer Siri Muntanga, the operation was carried out on 3rd and 4th January 2026 and was led by the List WMC Inspectorate team in close collaboration with the Zambia Police Service and the Lusaka City Council Police. Ms. Montanga said patrols were conducted in several areas, including Zone 4, Kamwala South and Estelungu Road, Zone M, Liwala Stage 3, Zone N, Ochilenja and Tokyo Way, Zone W, Buffalo Park area, the Central Business District, Lumumba Road, and the Chingwea Road landfill area. She disclosed that a total of 11 individuals were apprehended during the two-day operation. On January 3rd, 5 individuals were taken to Raffle Chota Police Post, where one 70-year-old man was cautioned and released on humanitarian grounds after performing community service. On January 4th, 6 individuals were apprehended and are currently being detained at Northmead Police Post. Ms. Montanga further revealed that 16 wheelbarrows used in illegal waste collection were seized and are being kept at the List WMC offices for safekeeping. She added that several suspects fled the scene during the operation, abandoning their equipment. The Kitwe City Council recorded a notable increase in market registrations in 2025 with 938 marriages officially registered, up from 829 marriages in 2024. Kitwe City Council Public Relations Officer Emmanuel Lupikisha said the encouraging rise represents a 13.1% increase, reflecting growing public confidence in the formal registration of marriages. Mr. Lupikisha disclosed that of the marriages registered in 2025, 542 couples chose to exchange vows at council-designated venues and received official marriage certificates, while 396 marriages were processed through the issuance of Form CS. By comparison, in 2024, the council solemnized 475 marriages, issued 354 Form CS, and conducted 30 special marriages, indicating a significant improvement in overall marriage registration figures in 2025. He explained that a Form C is an official statutory declaration issued by the Council, serving as an introductory letter to gazetted pastors or clergy, authorizing them to solemnize a marriage in accordance with the Marriage Act. Mr. Lupikisha emphasized that all marriages registered during the period under review were conducted in full compliance with the Marriage Act Cap 50 of the laws of Zambia, reaffirming the Council's commitment to lawful, transparent, and orderly marriage registration. The council has since encouraged couples to take advantage of the opportunity to legalize their marriages or relationships, noting that legal registration provides important benefits. And in other news trending this evening, hundreds of congregants, leaders of opposition political parties, and members of the public from all walks of life today attended a solidarity mass at the Cathedral of the Child Jesus in Lusaka. The government, through the Road Development Agency, is upgrading 85 kilometers of the Lumwana-Kambimba Road to bituminous standard and constructing a one-stop border post at Kambimba in Northwestern Province. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The National Freedom Front Party (NFF) has taken note of and cautiously welcomed Zambia's decision through the Bank of Zambia to begin collecting mining taxes in Chinese yuan, making the country the first in Africa to adopt the policy. In a statement, NFF Secretary General Harry Simuntala said the party recognizes the decision as a deliberate shift away from Zambia's long-standing overdependence on the United States dollar. Mr. Simuntala noted that for many years, reliance on a single foreign currency has exposed Zambia and other global south economies to exchange rate shocks, capital flight, and unnecessary losses arising from the exploitation of strategic natural resources. He said any policy measure aimed at reducing these vulnerabilities deserves national applause, but cautioned against blind celebration. However, he stressed that changing the currency in which mining taxes are collected does not, by itself, improve the lived realities of ordinary Zambians. According to Mr. Simontala, the central issue is not only how mining taxes are collected, but who ultimately controls Zambia's mineral wealth and how the benefits are distributed. He added that until mining revenues translate into decent jobs, improved schools and hospitals, reliable public services, and better living standards, such policy shifts remain incomplete. Mr. Simontala said the move should therefore be viewed as an opening rather than a destination.
Front takes note of and cautiously welcomes Zambia's decision through the Bank of Zambia to begin collecting mining taxes in Chinese yuan, making our country the first in Africa to take the step. We recognize this decision as a deliberate move away from long-standing overdependence on the US dollar. For many years, reliance on the single foreign currency has left Zambia and other global south economies exposed to exchange rate shocks, capital flight, and unnecessary losses from the exploitation of strategic resources. Any measure that reduces these vulnerabilities deserves national applause, but not blind celebration.
Ends the business news, and in news from across our borders, Uganda's authorities have denied reports that they are planning to cut access to the internet during next week's election. The main opposition candidate last week repeated claims that the government was going to block the internet to prevent his supporters from mobilizing and sharing election results. On Friday, satellite internet provider Starlink restricted its services in Uganda following an order from the communications regulator, fueling these concerns. President Yoweri Museveni is seeking to extend his 40-year rule in the 15 January elections. His strongest challenger is expected to be Robert Kyagulanyi, popularly known as Bobi Wine, a former pop star. And in sports news, the National Olympic Committee of Zambia, NOX, has congratulated Zambian youth Corneli Mulea on his departure to Dakar, Senegal, where he has taken up an assignment with the Dakar 2026 Local Organizing Committee as an assistant coordinator under the Dakar 2026 Learning Academy program. The Dakar 2026 Learning Academy is a youth-focused initiative aimed at recruiting and equipping young professionals with the skills, knowledge, and competencies required to support the successful delivery of the Youth Olympic Games Dakar 2026. The program offers structured training and practical exposure across various functional areas of the YOGOG. Molea, who is affiliated with the Handball Association of Zambia, expressed gratitude to Knox for the opportunity, describing his selection as an honor and a chance to contribute to the Olympic movement while gaining valuable experience. The Learning Academy is set to recruit over 400 participants across 9 cohorts, with placements in functional areas including sport, protocol, press operations, technology, venue management, village management, security, and workforce. Knox has commended Moleya for this achievement, noting that his participation reflects the committee's continued commitment to youth empowerment, capacity building, and strengthening Zambia's involvement in major international sporting events. Stand by for the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Northwestern Copperbelt, Luapula Northern, Muchinga, Eastern, Lusaka, Central, Southern, and Western provinces mainly cloudy, slightly windy, and warm, becoming mild later with isolated rain and occasional thunder. Heavier falls are expected in parts of Copperbelt, Central, and Eastern provinces. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. The Drug Enforcement Commission, through its Anti-Money Laundering Investigations Unit, has formally warned and cautioned Lusaka Archdiocese Archbishop Dr. Alec Banda. Patriots for Economic Progress President Sean Tembo has said he agrees with the Drug Enforcement Commission Director General Nelson Banda that no one is above the law, including Archbishop Alec Banda. And finally, Uganda's authorities have denied reports that they are planning to cut access to the internet during next week's election. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the evening.